Hello, Coach Michael here, creator of the 9 stages of infidelity. How are you? I hope you are well. I have a question for you. How does one become a better person? And do they become a better person and get to a point where they no longer need to become a better person after that? Hmm? Because if they always become a better person no matter what, then no matter what, they're always going to make mistakes. And if that's the case, then how does one know they are becoming a better person? And how does one become that better person? If that's what's on your mind, that's what we're talking about here today in this video. If you have not already, subscribe to the channel, like the video, show support, love, and help this channel grow because I do believe this information that I'm going to give to you is very valuable and powerful and helpful along your journey of change to becoming a person of integrity, honesty, loyalty, compassion, love, leadership, okay, amongst other things. But you get the point here. And so, with that being said, I do appreciate you being here. If this is your very first time, if you don't know, I was a serial cheater for over a decade, as well as I was betrayed multiple times in past relationships, and I continued to make the same mistakes, even though promising myself and the people that I loved around me that I would change. And so here we are talking about change and becoming that better person. So the very first thing we want to go over in today's video is what is the goal then to become this better person, knowing that you are never going to be a perfect person? Well, this is for you, but I offer to you this. Perhaps the goal is to be a person who responds to life better. Okay. And you will know that you are becoming that better person when you begin responding to life better automatically. You will begin your reactions will lessen. They won't be as intense, and your responses to situations, your emotional and psychological responses will change because you've gained the awareness, because you've been doing, yes, the work to change. And that's for another video, but we'll stay on this for right now. And so becoming that person who responds better to life is your indication that you are, in fact, becoming better. You are on the path of improvement. And how you can become that better person, what you can focus on right now is awareness of who you are and how you are, of those situations, of your patterns, and how you are responding to life, how you are responding to your partner, your children, your neighbor, your job, to situations, whatever it may be. And how you can begin doing that is, note this down, this is important, the story within. Learn the story within. And what the story within is actually in one of the 9 stages of infidelity, in one of the 9 stages method, is the interpretation. How you emotionally and psychologically interpret people, your partner, situations automatically. Those interpretations cause you to feel and think in certain ways because there is an installed story and a hardwired story in your body that is going on automatic when you are in these situations. And even when you are not in stressful situations, it's part of your identity. And what's part of your identity is the story about yourself, the story about others, that why they treat you the way they treat you, what this means about you, your partner, marriage, relationships, everything. And so when a situation unfolds, here's what you can do is ask yourself, okay, how am I feeling right now? Exactly what's the feeling? Fear, sadness, or anger? And if it's fear, okay, what exactly am I afraid of? And why? And what's going to be important to you is when you give that answer of everything that's unfolding, ask yourself, is that true? Is that what's actually happening here? Or am I just interpreting it that way? For example, I asked this person, hello, how are you today? And they said, fine. And they kept walking. Does that mean that that person is rude and they just don't respect me? And that's what angered me? Or is it because that upset me? Because that was me offering my love, my care, my support, me offering me putting me out there. And in that moment, I felt rejected because I have issues of rejection, because I was rejected many a times in my life. And what I do is people please. And so that was me trying to people please so that I can gain acceptance, because that's my own pattern of it. And it's not that you're being disrespectful and rejecting me. It's just a mere interpretation. That's all that it was. You see, you gain awareness of what your story is, and you ask yourself, is that even true? And you're like, well, I know what is true, and I know what's not. And so when you begin to gain awareness of your story and you change that story and you practice implementing that story time and time again, that story will be replaced. It'll be switched out. The data will be inputted into your system and give you your new identity, your new emotional and psychological patterns, because on that same in that same situation, your nervous system isn't going to be triggered as much, maybe a tiny bit. The mind won't go to automatically, oh, this person. When you're on your journey of change, it depends on where you are in your journey, but you will notice those reactions will lessen. You'll notice in that same situation, it doesn't bother you as much. You'll laugh in those moments. And I know this to be true because there are levels to it. You will notice these things when you gain the awareness of it. So practice the awareness. What you're going to do starting today is know your story. What story continues to unfold? And yes, there are many stories, but if we can just outline one story that continues to unfold in your mind about myself, about my partner, about people, and is that story true? And you can also ask yourself, does that story benefit me? Is that story helping me or only hurting me? Does that story empower me? And so, if not, then change that story. Change it to what empowers you, because your new identity of empowerment, meaning I have the confidence within, I have confidence in who I am, in knowing who I am. That's trust. That's being trustworthy. It's a big part of it. And so that's what I have for you. If you have any questions, drop them below. And yes, I'll see you in the next video.